Hi, I'm Delaney, and the book that I reviewed is Sickened, The True Story of a Lost Childhood, written by Julie Gregory. It is a memoir about her life of abuse by her mother through Munchausen by proxy. Munchausen by proxy is a type of child abuse where a parent, typically a mother, seeks attention by exaggerating or making up symptoms of an illness or injury. Throughout Julie's life, her mother has been taking her to and from doctor's appointments, switching primary care physicians when one refuses tests or treatments. For her whole life, Julie has blamed herself for not being able to get better and tries to protect her mother despite everything she has done. Until years later, when she learns about Munchausen by proxy and sees that her mother is repeating the same abuse with a new set of kids. This memoir relates to our class material through the Child Welfare Policies and Programs lecture. In this lecture, we discussed the risk factors for child maltreatment, one of them being the perpetrator's history of mental illness. Julie's mother had a history of abuse done by her mother when she was younger, which she never fully coped with. She would bring up her abuse to Julie and how it impacted her, which may have played a factor as to why she was abusing her own daughter. Munchausen by proxy is an attention-seeking abuse, which could be a reason as to why her mother desperately wanted to go from doctor to doctor, in order to truly be listened to and taken seriously by figures of authority. Julie also suffered from social isolation and lack of support. Since her family lived on a farm that was secluded from society, she never had friends or a community to gain support from. Although she went to school, she often missed due to doctor appointments. This caused her to not be able to form relationships with her peers, causing her not to be able to trust anyone, let alone herself. She began to question whether or not it was her fault she wasn't getting any better, and blamed herself for being constantly sick. Her isolation from others caused her to put her trust in the only person who she believed truly cared for her, which was her mother. I'd recommend this book to friends, family, or peers because of how informative it is. It educates people who are not familiar with Munchausen by proxy and physical or emotional abuse. It shows the effects that child maltreatment has on a person in that moment and long term. All people, especially in the child development field, would benefit from reading this memoir because it touches on each stage of Julie's childhood and how she coped with her abuse at different stages in her life, and ultimately how she learned to love and trust herself.